All right, my beautiful people, my goons and goonettes. I want to say first, it's been a lot of things that happened within like the last 4 months, since 2026, since it started. A lot of, things. I'm not going to say they're good or bad things. It's just a lot of stuff happened. And the year is moving by pretty fast. And during that time, I don't know about y'all, but I still vividly remember New Year's Eve of 2024. Not 2025, 2024. I still remember that. So time is moving by pretty quick. And, that's what it does. It doesn't wait for anybody, but I'm making this video to really talk to those who may not have any idea of what the fuck, excuse my language, I'm really trying not to curse. I'm trying to get out of that habit, but it's just how I talk, so it's whatever. But yeah, a lot of people, they may not know anything about anything. They don't know their name, they don't know who they are, where they come from. And this is a pretty natural state. You're gonna be thinking these things or be curious of these things until you die. You're not gonna know what's what. You're not gonna know who you are. You're not gonna know your purpose. But there are ways in this matrix, in this simulation, in this game, to find out what that is, what your purpose is, what you are here to do. And to find these things out, you have to look within. It's almost a non-negotiable. You have to look beyond your soul, beyond your spirit, to find out what it is that makes you happy, what it is that fulfills your void, what is it that helps you dream, what is it that helps you sleep, what things do people do and say that you like. You know what I mean? Those things give you fulfillment in your purpose throughout your journey. So in this matrix, in this game, like 2K, Fortnite, any player customization type of game, you're gonna always have new levels, new unlocked badges. You're gonna always be unlocking new stages, new missions. And every day you wake up, you have to move towards that new objective. You have to look to complete that objective, you know what I mean? Without it being a hassle. I mean, obviously, different levels of different games and different points of life, they get hard. But if you're continuing to attack that objective and the side quests along with your path and journey, you're only bound to level up, especially if you do it in a timely manner. Because everybody knows, if you can't beat the game if you don't play the game. Some people stay stuck on level 1 because they never finish level 1. You have to level up constantly every day. Always elevate not only yourself, but those around you. And if you're around people or things that don't level you up, you need to cut it off immediately. You need to cut it off. Like, you need to let it go immediately, because they have access to crash your game, hack your game. They have access to eliminate who you are, what it is that makes you happy, You don't want that. You don't want sweaty fucks fucking your game up. Like, you want to be able to be the sweat. You want to be the sweat in the game. You want to be the guy that's going 70-0 in Call of Duty. Even if you suck at Call of Duty, you know, you just ideally, in a realistic point of view, you want to be that guy that's going 80-0 in real life. And it takes a lot to get there. Nobody, I ain't gonna say no one, but it's not common to just pick up a controller and go 80-1 or 80-0. Some points, at some days you gotta go 0-80. You gotta have literally 0 kills and 80 deaths. And that's what a lot of people go through on a day-to-day basis. But because they weren't playing the game long enough and they weren't constantly adding on to their character, leveling up, getting their stats up, they never got a chance to see what going 80-0 feels like. They stayed at the 0-80 ratio. And I'm here to tell you not to get out of that mindset. You know, some people, they aren't meant to go 80-0. But you can. It's possible. It's literally possible. Anything you want, anything you desire, your dreams, it's all possible. Because if it wasn't, there would be no thought of it processing through your head. It would be no version of that reality if it wasn't real. You know what I mean? So that's really that. And you can see the voids in people diminish who they are because they're not fulfilled within themselves. They're not truly happy. They're not truly grateful for what they have. Be grateful for what you have. Always be grateful for what you have, because it's easy to complain. It's so easy to complain. And I'm a victim myself. Sometimes I have to catch myself from complaining, because I know I can complain about stuff that's really not that serious, or really just, it doesn't mean anything. And as I've gotten older, I'm not that old, but as I've gotten older, since my teenage years, I've understood that now. Like, I've understood that now. I'm understanding that more and more clearly now. To let go, to don't take life so seriously, to have fun, try new things, experiment. You know, just do anything that fills that void. Do anything that fills that gap of emptiness, to fill it with something constructive. Fill it with something positive. Not everything has to be a negative outlook on life. Because your reality is a reflection of who you are. Your reality is a reflection of everything around you, the people you hang around, everything. Everything that surrounds your daily life, everything that revolves around you, it's a reflection of your life. It's who you are. And if you want to change your immediate surroundings, if you want to change your life, you have to change who you are. And that's a non-negotiable. That's mandatory. It's a choice. You don't have to. You can stay where you at. You can do whatever you want. But if you really want to change your life and level up and become that new character, that super maxed out character that people are like, whoa, like, when did you get this, or when did you get so good at the game? You used to suck a couple months ago. When did you get so good? That's what people are gonna say. That's what people are gonna think of you when you decide to change your ways and live a new lifestyle. And it's part of the process. Just fall in love with the process, really. You have to fall in love with it. And when you're doing it off the love, when you're doing it because it makes you happy, it's not work. And that's just what it is. You love it and it loves you back. You know, you can't hate it and then it loves you, or I don't know. It just, you can't play that type of game with it. It has to be an equivalent exchange. Life is an equivalent exchange. You get in what you put out. So whatever you want, whatever you desire, take it with a grain of salt, but also do it with a smile on your face, because it's a lot better. Life becomes a lot more easier when you're doing things out of pureness, out of genuineness. When you let go of things that hurt you, when you let go of things that diminish you, it allows you to take on the things that uplift you. The things that tarnish your soul, that tarnish your spirit, it can't anymore, because you let it go. You understood that this serves me no purpose, it serves me no good, so now it has no power over you. You only can give power, you only give value to things that you think are valuable. You know, people who don't care about whatever, they don't care about it. You know, they're not going to give it power if they don't care about it. But if you care about something, if you have a vision, protect it and stay locked in on that vision, and lock in on that feeling that your spirit, your soul is giving you, so you can remain on that vibration. You can remain on that frequency. And when you're remaining on that and you're locked in fully on that 100%, nothing else can take you off that path. Like, nothing else can take you off that path. Even if you have bad days or you fucked up a few times, you won't let that determine your destiny. You won't let that determine your path, because you're already set on what you want. So that's just one of the things that, you know, I want to say for those, you know, looking for their purpose in life and, you know, finding out who they are. Just keep doing your thing and have fun and stay swaggy. Peace.